event in the world. Meanwhile, new details are emerging about how abortion became legal in America. It turns out the Supreme Court's abortion decision in 1973 was just an accident of history. As Paul Strand reports, it came after intense behind-the-scenes lobbying by 4 liberal justices bent on sweeping away abortion restrictions.
When the Supreme Court took up Roe v. Wade, it wasn't even supposed to be about the broad question of legalizing abortion. It was supposed to be a small case about who had jurisdiction over abortion prosecutions. But lawyer Clark Forsyth at the Americans United for Life has looked into the justices' personal papers and files to discover how Roe morphed into a ruling that defied public opinion and forced legal abortion on the U.S. In his book, Abuse of Discretion, Forsyth relates how health emergencies caused 2 conservative justices to suddenly retire in 1971 and flip the court from conservative to liberal.
It empowered a 4-3 majority, 4 justices who were bent on eliminating the abortion laws to push ahead during those twin vacancies to use the cases to declare a right to abortion and eliminate the abortion laws.
Those 4, Douglas, Brennan, Marshall, and Stewart, lobbied and pressured a wobbly Justice Blackmun, the author of the Roe ruling, to join them in their cause.
And he was pushed continuously month after month, at point after point, by Justices Douglas, Brennan, Marshall, and Stewart to expand the decision, sweep away more regulations, declare a broader right to abortion, and so forth.
Forsyth says the court was swayed by the 1960s sexual revolution and the belief at the time that a population explosion was about to cause global famine.
The population crisis was a big theme of political rhetoric in the late 1960s. It influenced the justices, clearly.
Pro-lifers have fought the idea right till today that abortion is safer than childbirth, but the justices accepted that notion by faith with little proof and were swayed by it.
Abortion is safer than childbirth. There was no evidentiary record on that. There was no trial. There were no medical experts, no cross-examination.
Abortion advocates hoped at the most it could be made legal within the first 12 weeks of life, but then a Blackmun staffer pushed him to make abortion legal before a fetus's life could be viable. And then the justices arbitrarily decided that would be 28 weeks.
The pro-abortion organizations, the medical organizations, never argued for a right to viability. They were only essentially arguing for a right in the first trimester or the first 12 weeks. And so when the sweeping ruling comes out, even the most pro-abortion advocates were just astounded at the scope of their what they thought was their victory.
Forsyth's book documents how the justices then decided to tag on that any abortion would be legal if the pregnancy threatened the mother's health. But that could mean mental or emotional health, not just physical health.
That gives us abortion on demand from conception to birth, and it also ranks the U.S. as one of just 4 nations of 195 around the globe that allows abortion for any reason after fetal viability. Those 4 nations are China, North Korea, Canada, and the United States.
Forsyth believes Roe v. Wade can still be overturned because the sweeping decision so went against the will of the American public, both then and now.
It not only conflicted with public opinion in 1973, but it conflicts with public opinion today. I mean, the court's edict is abortion for any reason at any time, and today only 7 to 9% of Americans agree with that, a tiny minority of Americans.
Paul Strand, CBN News, the Supreme Court.